Hi guys, today's gonna be like a random impromptu video. Well, they're all kind of impromptu, but I just felt the need to open my camera and speak. I feel in a pretty good mood right now. Just got done cycling, elliptical cycling, only for like 10 minutes, but I did do 40 minutes of like fluid yoga in the morning and just showered. And I don't know, I just felt like the need to talk, you know? I was originally going to do like a do yoga with me video, but I don't really feel like stretching right now. I'm probably going to do it before bed. Oh, one thing I do want to share is that look at this tiny little baby squishy that I got. I got it from Manolo's, which is a Mexican grocery store. It is so cute. His little lipstick, his lips used to be like bright pink, but they came off. And I know eventually his eyes are gonna come off as well. Isn't he fucking adorable? Hello. How are you? He's so cute. And he has a little bottom. It's so adorable. I've been like having him, since I got him, I've just been having him around. Like, it's been helping a lot. I had a froggy squishy that my partner gave me, but it wasn't like as squishy. It felt more like hardened jello, whereas this, like, actually I can feel like it's squish and move around. So it's been a good like stress ball. I'm gonna use it during my I use it during when I study, when I just feel like using it, but I'm gonna use it specifically for my Zoom class on Thursdays, because sometimes I get really anxious. Like, there's a bunch of people in our class, and so I just get anxious. Even though I'm in my own room in my camera, I'm just like, people are looking, or they might be looking, but obviously they're not looking at me. They're trying to pay attention because the class is like $2,000. So yeah. But yeah, this is the new addition to my little family. I don't know what to name him yet. If you guys can think of a name, help me. What should his name be? I don't know. But anyways, like I said, today's gonna be kind of an impromptu, and I feel like I'm gonna use this little video to study. So this morning, the way that I study is that in the weekend I try to do the reading and watch the videos of like everything that's in my course shell. So I do the lecture readings, and then I watch all the videos, whatever. And while I'm doing that, I'm simultaneously writing in my notebook. And then after I finish that, I go back and reread, highlight important things, whatever. And then the next day, let me put on my fan over here. Hold on, it's hot as fuck. Hold on, 1 second. Okay. This way. Isn't the lighting so nice right now? Okay, anyways, I do the flashcards on the next day. So that was today, and I did 52 flashcards. And we get a study guide that tells us like exactly what it is that we need to know for the module. And so what I do is that I asked ChatGPT to make like a study guide to make a practice quiz off of the study guide, so that I can use it as a practice as well as memorizing my flashcards. But I've finished my flashcards today, so today I haven't read them. I've just written them down. So that's usually what I do tomorrow, is that I read through my flashcards, and then I try to memorize them, read them again, and then I try to take the practice test. But today I feel like doing something different. Maybe this might help someone. I don't know. If anyone in the future finds this video, I am in PSY 501B. the prerequisite before starting the core classes for the Master's in Clinical Counseling at National University. So this might help. So I'm going to read off of my practice test, and then this is for Module 3. So let's see. Multiple choice 1. Which model explains abnormal behavior as a result of genetics, brain abnormalities, illness, and neurotransmitter imbalances? So A, social culture model, B, medical model, C, behavioral model, or D, psychodynamic model. Which model explains abnormal behavior as a result of genetics? Ooh, genetics, brain abnormalities, illness, and neurotransmitter imbalances. So I believe the answer is B, medical model, because of the keywords for genetics, brain abnormalities, and illness or neurotransmitters. The medical model treats abnormal mental behaviors as a disease. So let me go check and make sure. It also gives you like a answer key. Where is it? Yes, so number 1 is B, medical model. Number 2, let's see. According to the diathesis stress model, psychological disorders develop when vulnerability interacts with A, positive reinforcement, B, environmental stressors, C, unconscious wishes, or D, cultural traditions only. I believe this one is B, environmental stressors, because positive reinforcement would be the behavioral theory model, and unconscious wishes, that sounds more like psychoanalysis, and cultural traditions sounds like the social cultural theory. So I think it's B, environmental stressors. Yes, it is correct. Okay, so number 3, let's see. Beck's cognitive theory of depression focuses on negative views of the self, world, and, well, this is like that triad. So Beck had like this like triad for cognitive theory of depression. So negative views of the self, world, and, let's see, is it A, family, B, past, C, future, or D, culture? It is C, future. I remember this from my reading and from doing my note cards this morning. Let me check. What is it? Yes, so it is C, future. Number 4. Which disorder involves recurrent unexpected panic attacks? Ooh, okay, so is it A, panic disorder, B, generalized anxiety disorder, C, PTSD, D, OCD? So immediately we can take off OCD because there is no mention of compulsions. And let's see, PTSD, I believe you can experience panic attacks with PTSD, but there was no wording about traumatic events. The most close it's going to be panic disorder, between panic disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. I believe it's A, panic disorder, because generalized anxiety disorder, you don't need to have recurrent panic attacks. You just need to have anxiety that doesn't have a definitive, how do I say it? Like a logical, the anxiety doesn't come from a logical source for more than 6 months. But panic disorder, I believe it is that because it's recurrent unexpected panic attacks. So let's check our answer key. So it says number 4, A. So yes, the answer is A, panic attacks. 5. Which disorder involves fear of situations where escape may be difficult? Okay, I already know this one. Is it A, bipolar 1 disorder, B, agoraphobia, C, schizophrenia, or D, dissociative identity disorder. So this one's a little bit like, it's more simple. It says situations where escape may be difficult. That is agoraphobia. So fear of being outside, fear of being in large open spaces, fear of being in places where you might not be able to escape easily. Let's check. It says 5 is B. Yes, agoraphobia. 6. Obsessions are best described as A. Repetitive behaviors used to reduce anxiety. B. Intrusive repetitive thoughts. C. Mood swings between depression and mania. D. False beliefs about the body. So let's see. Obsessions are best described as, I believe it is intrusive repetitive thoughts, which would be associated with OCD. And let's check. 6 is, yeah, am I on 6? Yes, 6 is B, intrusive thoughts. Now we can talk about why it wouldn't be A, repetitive behaviors used to reduce anxiety. That one can also be OCD. And then it wouldn't be mood swings between depression and mania because that is bipolar. And then D, false beliefs about the body, could be a delusion. Sorry. So it could be a delusion, a symptom of schizophrenia. But yes, for 6, it is B, intrusive repetitive thoughts. On to number 7. So bipolar 1 disorder requires at least one, is it A, hypomanic episode, B, panic attack, C, manic episode, or D, dissociative episode. So the way that I remember is that bipolar 1 is more severe and bipolar 2 is still debilitating but not as severe. So most of the time people are hospitalized for bipolar 1 but not for bipolar 2. And bipolar 1, it needs both a manic episode lasting at least 1 week and a depressive episode as well. And for bipolar 2, you just need a hypomanic episode. So it doesn't last as long and it's not as intense. So bipolar 1 disorder requires at least one, I believe it is C, manic episode. Let's check. 7, yes, it is C. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next page. Okay, so on to number 8. It says bipolar 2 disorder includes hypomania and blank. The lists are A, major depressive episode, B, a full manic episode, C, delusions, D, hallucinations only. So we talked about this earlier, so this was good for me because I'm going through this for the first time with you guys right now. So I believe it is a major depressive episode because they don't experience a full manic episode. That would be bipolar 1. And delusions and hallucinations would be more in line with schizophrenia. Let's check. Number 8 is A major depressive episode. Yay. Okay. Sorry if you hear my dog Lola. She is licking her paw, which she's not supposed to. Don't be licking your paw, girl. She likes to lay there because it's cold. Anyways, back to studying. Let's see. Or number 9. Which neurotransmitter is associated with pleasure and motivation? Is it A, serotonin, B, dopamine, C, GABA, or D, I can never say this. Acetylcholine, okay? So this one is for sure B, dopamine, because it is the pleasure center and motivation. It also deals with Actually, I forgot. But let's check. Let's check our notes. I know it's the pleasure-seeking behavior. Where are you, dopamine? Okay, so I found my little card that described what dopamine does. So yes, the answer is dopamine for sure. I know that, but it says dopamine role in mood disorders. Let's find out. So dopamine, pleasure and motivation, dysregulation contributes to depression in mania. So if there's a dysregulation in your dopamine levels, it can contribute to depression and also mania. And then let's see, GABA, that has to do with reduce anxiety. That's from like my last class module that I remember. Acetylcholine, that has to do with memory, making you working memory. So people with, I believe people with very low levels of acetylcholine experience, what's it called? Alzheimer's. Yeah. Let's make sure we were correct on our answer though. Let's see, number 9, it is B, dopamine. The DSM-5 added which diagnosis as a formal disorder? A, panic disorder, B, prolonged grief disorder, C, narcissistic personality disorder, or D, bipolar 2 disorder. So this one is, I knew from our lecture reading, it's prolonged grief disorder. Yeah, it was added in 2022, and the diagnosis for that, I believe it is 1 year of prolonged grief for adults, and then 6 months for children and adolescents. And there's a bunch of other symptoms too that a person must have, but I don't want to go into that right now. Anyways, oh, I have to make sure because I have a session at 6:45. Okay, yeah, it's 5:38 right now, so I have hella time. Okay, guys, number 11. Which neurotransmitter is often associated with mood regulation? Is it A, serotonin, B, dopamine, C, histamine, or D, glutamate only? I believe it is A, serotonin, because we just had the dopamine question. So that's pleasure and motivation. Dopamine, it deals with regulating emotions, sleep schedule, and digestion. Let's make sure. Number 11 answer key is A. So yes, serotonin. Okay, guys, we're almost to the end of the quiz. Let's see. We're like halfway. So number 12, which anxiety disorder involves excessive worry that is difficult to control? A, generalized anxiety disorder, B, dissociative amnesia, C, bipolar 1 disorder, D, schizoid personality disorder. So this one we talked about earlier in the quiz. So it is A, generalized anxiety disorder, involves excessive worry that's difficult to control. And let's see, number 13. Which symptom is considered a positive symptom of schizophrenia? Let's see. Is it A, flat affect, B, avolition, C, hallucinations, or D, social withdrawal? So with schizophrenia, there's positive symptoms and negative symptoms. The negative symptoms usually lessen a behavior or action or completely stop it. For example, like a flat affect would be a negative symptom, which means like a person has almost no emotional expression. They're very monotone. Abolition, I believe it is the lack of motivation. And then C, hallucinations, that would be a positive symptom of schizophrenia, as well as like delusions. And D, social withdrawal, like again, this is a negative symptom. It takes something away, so a person's not really interested in being around friends or family or being in social events areas. So let's see, this one I gotta check. So 13, I choose C, hallucinations. Let's see. Yes, it is C. Okay, number 14. Which personality disorder is associated with grandiosity and a need for admiration? Is it A, avoidant personality disorder, B, narcissistic personality disorder, C, dependent personality disorder, or D, schizotypal personality disorder? So this one, the keywords you want to look for are grandiosity and need for admiration. Like that right there tells you this is narcissistic personality disorder. I'm pretty sure, like 101% sure. Let's see, let's check. 14 is B, narcissistic personality disorder. Yes. Okay, so question 15. Which disorder involves intrusive memories, avoidance, negative mood changes, and increased arousal after trauma? So there's a lot of like key words here. It's let's see, intrusive memories, that's one key phrase. Avoidance, negative mood changes, and increased arousal after trauma. So it's mostly like the intrusive memories and increased arousal after trauma that would kind of pointing to me that it is going to be PTSD. The options that they give us is A, PTSD, B, OCD, C, agoraphobia, or D, major depressive disorder. So this is definitely A, PTSD. Let's check. 15 is A, PTSD. Hell yeah. Okay, let's see. Now we're on to the true or false portion of this. It says generalized anxiety disorder involves excessive, uncontrollable worry for at least 6 months. Yes. So that is true. That is generalized anxiety disorder. And let's see, number 2, auditory hallucinations involved seeing things that are not present. So no, auditory obviously is you're hearing things that aren't there. And in my course shell, my professor put in a video about like an example of what someone with schizophrenia would hear when they're having auditory hallucinations, and it was really fucking scary. Like it was like a horror movie, like you're just hearing like demons and ghosts and things like that. And I could feel like my heartbeat starting to race, and I could feel like a little like nervous, and I was just like I felt very like it was very scary. Like at first I was like, oh no, what the hell. I had to turn it off. Yeah, but no, I turned it off first, and then I listened to it again. But I was just like, it made me feel a lot of empathy for people that go through that, because that's crazy. I can turn off that video, right? But they can't turn that shit off in their head. That's very sad. And I hope we get better treatments. So yes, this one is false. Auditory hallucinations is not seeing things, it's hearing things. Let's see. Next one, it says negative symptoms in schizophrenia, so things that are reduced or completely stopped, are behaviors or emotions that are reduced or absent. Yes, that is true. Next one, the biggest predictor of suicide is a previous suicide attempt. Yes, this is true. So people look at, clinicians and healthcare professionals look at your history of attempted suicides to gauge whether how high risk you are. And I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory too. So 5, antisocial personality disorder includes a strong need for admiration and grandiosity. That is false. Antisocial personality disorder, that is more of, it's not a need for admiration and grandiosity. That is narcissistic personality disorder. I keep forgetting what antisocial personality is, but I know it's one of the dark triads, and it's like having no remorse. So you don't really feel remorse. And there's a better explanation. Let me see. My camera's about to die. I might have to pause this and like finish this practice quiz with you guys later while it charges. Let me look it up real quick. Antisocial personality disorder. Okay, so it says antisocial.
Antisocial personality disorder is a mental health condition marked by a long-term pattern of manipulating and violating the rights of others without remorse. Key traits include breaking the law, deceit, and aggressive behavior. While treatment is challenging because individuals rarely seek help, therapy or medications for anger may sometimes assist. For medical advice or a diagnosis, consult a professional.
Okay, well, now I remember, because I remember the keywords that I read during the lecture and the reading for the text. So antisocial personality disorder, the key things that I saw from the text is a disregard for rules, deceit and lying, no remorse, and impulsive actions. It is also, they're more likely to have hostile or violent outbreaks, but it's not 100%, because not most people with mental illnesses do not cause harm or become violent. It is a case-by-case thing. It's just more prevalent. And I think I'm gonna stop there because my camera's at 7% and I don't want it to die. See you guys in a bit. Hopefully today I can do it. But yeah, okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit. For you guys, it'll probably just be like a couple seconds, and for me, it'll be like a couple hours. So, see you soon. Bye. Okay, hi guys. I am back. It's like a couple hours later. It's like two hours later. So I just wanted to finish the rest of the practice test, and I'm learning as I go with this because, like I said, I haven't gone through my flashcards yet and like really memorized them. So we are learning this together. I think we were on the last 5 questions. Oh no. Okay, so we gotta do some matching questions. For matching, the first one is abolition, and off the bat, without looking at the answers or like the matching suggestions, abolition has to do with lack of motivation and purpose, and it is a negative symptom of schizophrenia. So let's see if there's one that matches that. Yes, there is a lack of motivation one. Hold on, there is like, because something is on fire like by my house and there's a bunch of helicopters. I kind of want to see what happens. Hold on. It's because the mall that's like behind this like cul-de-sac, there was like a fire back there, and I'm guessing that's like the firefighter plane. Earlier, like it came around like much closer. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna pass by here. I'm low-key kind of shy that they'll see me. Why? You scared
Sorry.
me.
Are you doing that?
Yeah.
What happened?
There was a fire back there. See? It's like dropping stuff on it.
I'm scared.
That's me too. That's
I'm
why when
we're doing the rosary. It's too close. I almost fell in the roof.
Yeah, it was right on top of the house.
Yeah.
And then it flew. I got scared. I said, what the heck?
What is it? Why?
It's the helicopter, but the firefighter one. You know, they dropped the water.
Oh.
It's in Plaza Bonita.
Plaza Bonita?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a fire?
Yeah. Earlier when Nana's sitting out here, she said she saw smoke. Tita,
really?
with Tita Cynthia. And then earlier there's more, but now it came again.
Every time I hear the siren, oh Lord God, help them. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them over there.
You see the smoke?
Those
Okay, I'm back. Anyways, the fire got put out and everything's fine. I hope so. I don't know, cause there's not. I tried to search for it and I couldn't find anything yet. So I'm probably gonna wait for like 30 more minutes and see if I see any updates on that. But the fire was put out. I don't see the fire anymore, and I don't hear the sirens or see any more helicopters. But on to the other matching. So persecutory delusion. This one is for schizophrenia. Symptom of schizophrenia. It is a positive symptom. Persecutory delusion. So believing that like someone is following you, kind of like if you believe that FBI is like following you, tracking you, that type of thing. So let me see if I find a statement in the matching box that matches this. Let's see. Yes, so kind of. I think I would go over it again just to make sure I do get it, because it says that persecutory delusion. It is the belief that others are plotting against them. So it's not just like being followed, but having others plot against you. Then learned helplessness. Let's see. Which one matches the best? This one. Belief that one has no control over outcomes after repeated negative events. Sorry, my dog just came in here. Hi, Lola. So yeah, I believe it's that one. Belief that one has no control over outcomes after repeated negative events. And then 24, borderline personality disorder, so BPD, impulsiveness, trouble finding identity. I need to study this one more as well, but let's see if I can match it. I'm gonna read the options it gives me and see if I find one that I think matches. Let's see. Borderline personality disorder. Yes, I think it'll be this one. A fear of abandonment, impulsivity, and unstable relationships. Yes. Okay, and then number 25, compulsion. Again, this is with OCD, repetitive behaviors, ritualistic behaviors to subside anxiety. So let's see. Yes, repetitive behavior performed to reduce anxiety. We got this. Okay, and for the short answers, I'm not gonna do them. I'm gonna do these by myself because I don't know. For me, it's easier to like recognize information from like a multiple choice or like a match. But the short answers, I feel like I need to go over my note cards first and memorize them and then go back to the short answers. So I might do a second part, but if I don't, I hope that this was helpful for studying, because we got through a pretty good amount of questions. So again, thank you for coming along with me studying. My doggy Lola is currently hacking her life away, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for coming to this little study sesh, and I might do more because they kind of helped me to memorize things too. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.